Good afternoon, students. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So today we'll discuss some MCQ questions. Okay. I'll post the question in the chat box, so you reply me privately. So in the settings chat box, made changes to privately. Okay. Send me your answers privately. I'll post questions and you text me in the chat box privately. Okay. Go to the chat box to change to privately. Then it will be easy for you. So I'll post questions one by one. You answer there, okay? You answer privately to me. Let's wait 2-3 minutes so that others can join. Then we'll start. 30 students. Okay, we can start then. Everyone has to answer, okay? So the first question is, maximum principal stress theory is applicable to ductile materials, brittle materials, composite materials, or none? Send me the answers. What will be the answer? Maximum principal stress theory. Good. I'll discuss the answers also. Don't worry. Okay. Why response is so low? 30 students are here. Okay. 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 So the correct answer is brittle material. Okay. The answer is B. Then the next question. I'll go a bit fast because I have to cover much question, lot of questions. Okay. The next question is, under maximum principal stress theory, maximum principal stress is equal to allowable stress in tension, allowable stress in compression, allowable stress in shear, or none. Okay. Under maximum principal stress theory, A. Okay. Reply fast. Read the question, read the options, then reply. Okay. Read the questions, read the options, then reply. Okay. Okay. So for this question, the answer is A. Allowable stress in tension. So I'm saying I'm putting next question. According to maximum strain energy theory, failure of material due to complex stress occurs when total stored energy per unit volume at a point, and 4 options are given. What will be the answer? These questions are important from exam point of view, okay, for your practice. Read the questions, read the options, and then reply. And participation of every student is required. Only few are replying to me. Okay, many of you replied with okay, okay. Any more answers? Please, Raju, then Likha, Puri, Arif, send me answers privately. Go to the chat box, make the settings to privately, okay? Mm, Raju, then Likha, Puri, then Arif, send me your answers privately. So the answer is C, okay? So let's move to the next question. For this question, answer is 6. C, sorry. That is, reaches the value of strain energy stored per unit volume at elastic limit. We have discussed this one. Now the next question is, for designing ductile materials, which of the following theories is or are used? Maximum stress theory, shear strain energy theory, both A and B, and none of the above. Good. Many of you are replying good. Okay, mark the correct answer also. Okay. So for this question, it is C. That is both A and B. That is, for designing ductile materials, we can use maximum shear stress theory or shear strain energy theory also. So the answer will be both A and B, because it is saying that we can design with both the options. Okay, so answer will be C. So correct it, those who gave me answer A or D. Okay, the answer is C. And now next question. Saint Venant's theory is also known as maximum principal stress theory, shear stress theory, principal strain theory, strain energy theory. Okay, any more answers? Okay, so the correct answer for this question is principal strain theory. Okay, correct it. Correct this. That the answer is principal strain theory, not stress theory. It is principal strain theory. Okay, so please correct it. Those who gave me wrong answers. So let's move forward to the next question. Okay. Shear stress energy theory is called as distortion theory, von Mises theory, both A and B, are none of the above. Yes. Okay. Yes. The answer will be C. Okay. Okay. Then let's move. Very good response. I am getting good responses. So let's move forward to the next question. I'm putting the next question. Okay. Please mute yourself. So the next question is difference in slopes between 2 points A and B, but the moment area method is given by. So what will be the answer? The difference in slopes between 2 points A and B by the moment area method is given by. Are you understanding the questions and replying, or you just replying? Understand the questions, then reply. Only few are replying. What about Arup? 7. Kesavito 92. 54. 117. What happened? Only few are replying. Ruposhri made the changes. Those who joined newly made the changes that you have to reply answer privately. Go to the chat box, made the settings to privately. Okay? Those who joined newly. Okay, so I'm putting the next question. The correct answer for this question is C. Okay? I'm putting the next question. The Castigliano's second theorem can be used to compute deflections in statically determinate structures only. for any type of structure at the point under the load only, or for beams and beams only? Sorry, what will be the answer? Yes. Why few students are replying? What about others? I'll give 0 to the internal assessment. Yes, the answer will be B, okay? The correct answer will be B. I'm putting next question. Okay, so this is the next question, okay? The bending moment, let me change to everyone. So the answer will be, so the question will be, the bending moment at the fixed end of a cantilever beam is, the bending moment at the fixed end of a cantilever beam is, yes, what about others? Only two are replying. What will be the answers? We have discussed so many classes on this topic, bending moment and shear forces. So you should know what will the bending moment or maximum bending moment of a simply supported beam, maximum bending moment of a cantilever beam with UDL with point load. Okay, go through those classes. Good. C. Okay. C is not a correct answer. Okay, the correct answer is A, maximum. Okay, the correct answer will be, it is saying that the bending moment at the fixed end of a cantilever beam is maximum. If you see the diagram, bending moment diagram for a cantilever beam, you will see. So I'm putting next question, okay? Read the question carefully first, okay? The bending moment. Okay, what is happening? So this is the question. The bending moment diagram for a cantilever with point load at the free end will be a triangle with maximum height on the free end, or a triangle with maximum height on the fixed end, a parabolic curve, or none of this. Be fast so that I can move forward. Be fast so that I can share more number of questions. Okay, only few are replying. Okay, the answer is B. Okay, a triangle with maximum height under fixed end. If you see the bending moment diagram, you will understand. Answer is B. Okay, a triangle with maximum height under the fixed end. If you see the bending moment diagram, you will notice that it will be a triangle-like shape with maximum bending moment under the fixed end. Now the next question is, for a simply supported beam loaded with point load, the bending moment diagram will be, what will be the shape of the bending moment diagram? So for simply supported beam loaded with point load, the bending moment will be a triangle or a parabolic curve or a cubic curve or none of this. So why are you not able to reply? This is so easy topic. I am asking so easy questions. Answer is A. It will be triangle. Okay, not B. Not B. It will not be parabolic. If you see this diagram, bending moment diagram of a simply supported beam with point load, we'll see that the shape of the bending moment diagram is triangle, not parabolic. Okay. So I'm putting the next question. A cantilever beam of length of 2 meter carries a UDL of 150 Newton per meter over its whole span. The maximum shear force in the beam will be 150, 300, 150 and or 600. Yes. The answer will be B. See, you can eliminate your answer C. What they are asking shear force. What is the unit for shear force? It is Newton or kilonewton, right? So Newton and these two options will be eliminated at the first place. We're left with two options. Solve the numerical, you will get the answer. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next question. The shear force at the center of a simply supported beam of span L carrying a uniformly distributed load of W per unit length over the whole span is. So it is asking the shear force at the center of a simply supported beam where UDL is acting over the whole span. The length of the beam is L and it is carrying a UDL over the whole span. So what will be the shear force? Yes, the correct answer is D. It will be 0. It is asking shear force, not bending moment, okay? So just see the words, what they are asking. Just read the questions once and then see the options. Okay, the correct answer is D. So I'm putting the last question for this session. Then I'll move to the next session, next class, okay? So for this class, this is the last question. When the bending moment is parabolic curve between 2 points, it indicates that there is no loading between the points, point loads between the 2 points, or UDL between the points, or uniformly varying load between the 2 points. So when the bending moment is parabolic in nature between the 2 points, what could be the load? What could be the nature of the load? What happened? Reply. I'm marking who is replying, who is not replying. Okay. Okay. 47 students are there, only few are replying. This is not good. What will you do in the exam? Sessionals were easy. What will happen in the final exam? Final exams won't be easy like session exams, na? Okay, sir, most of you did give answer B, D, but the answer is C. Very few replied correctly. Zamir, roll number 74, then 54. Yes, these guys only replied correctly. So the answer is C, UDL between the 2 points. Okay. So I'm ending this meeting. You join for the next class. Okay, we'll discuss question answer session in the next class also. Okay, so I'm ending this meeting. Join after 5 minutes. I'll text in the group, then join. And I'll open the group for only 10 minutes, then I'll lock the room. Okay, so join.